What are some signs you might be an incel or nice guy? Antagonistic view of romantic relationship, as in relationship isn't a form of loving cooperation between equals, but a temporary truce in a game of betrayal and duplicity, where you have to always be one step ahead of your opponent. Identity mostly acts toward finding a girlfriend. Hobbies and interest are judged on their attractiveness to the other sex, will change them accordingly or complain women aren't interested in them because of them. Subscribe to the beta, alpha male ideology and think women do too. Constantly comparing themselves to this flawed conception of masculinity and romance. Points 2 and 3 lets you to completely define your self-worth and other men's worth in their ability to get laid. It transforms rejections into personal attacks instead of a normal outcome of dating, which in turn validate point 1. Mistakes confidence and extroversion with douchiness and disrespect for women, since you must be a duplicitous jerk to engage in a relationship, see point 1. Consequence of point 5, thinks women who like confidence and extroversion have no self-respect and are thus worthless whores. You take rejection or a woman not being interested in you way too personally. This can probably be hard to get over, but it's one of the biggest things holding you back. Your way of hitting on women involves telling them how you feel like you're too ugly for anyone to love you, like you're expecting them to say, "No, nice guy. I love you and will have sex with you now." Anything to do with the mindset of girls don't like nice guys like me, they just want to date douchebags who will treat them like shit. Getting annoyed at women when they don't reply to your messages in what you consider a timely manner. Thinking that if you compliment, do favors for, or give things to a woman she should want to be your girlfriend or sleep with you. Blaming women or feminism for your inability to get a girlfriend or sex partner. Not necessarily a sign of being a nice guy, but I've noticed a lot of these guys have extremely high standards for what they are looking for in comparison to the standards they hold themselves to. They don't want to date a girl who's overweight and a bit awkward like they are, they want Stacy the cheerleader, who reacted them in high school. Expecting something disproportionate back when you do something for, with a woman. Let's say you help your female friend with moving house, the only expectation you can have is of a thank you. Maybe she'll give you a token gift like buy you a coffee or something, maybe she'd do something similar for you in future if you asked. What you can't expect is a date or some sort of romantic occasion. This happened to a friend of mine, she had a male co-worker help her move house. Afterwards the co-worker asked her out on a date, nothing wrong with this in itself. When she politely turned him down and said that she only wanted to be friends, he started talking about how unfair it was that she had let him help her move and claimed that she was taking advantage. That's nice guy behavior. I exhibit some of these issues. Every day I beat myself up over the fact that I could be associated with incels of nice guys. I am trying to work on it and am on a hiatus from dating until I can be confident that these characteristics are under control. Here are some things that I have learned. When I am rejected, I obsess over the reasons why it occurred. It's not that I believe that I am entitled to an answer, although sometimes I catch myself having those thoughts, but more that I obsessively ruminate over what the answer is and can't handle the lack of closure. This gets to the point where I compulsively ask the person why they rejected me, sometimes aggressively, and will usually continue to do so until I am blocked. It hurts every time, and usually I am aware of what I am doing. So then I alternate between aggressively asking and then apologizing. I am working on these issues in therapy, but it has been a hard road. I hope to be confident enough to date again, but I don't want to risk having that behavior surface again. Being an incel is a choice. You actively choose to identify as such. People who haven't had sex are simply people who have had sex yet. An incel is someone who actively identifies and bases their entire persona on being an incel. Same as being a nice guy, people who are nice just are. They don't worry about reciprocation or anything else. Someone who is a nice guy calls themselves one and chooses the pathetic mindset that comes with it. These are social groups that one actively joins. If you have to ask if you are an incel or a nice guy, you probably are. You view sex as a reward you should automatically get after you respect women a certain amount of times. You act like relationships are purely transactional affairs between two adults who exclusively want sex. Instead of believing that partners care for and support each other, you believe that they only do the things they do because it'll get them laid later. You desperately want a relationship, but you don't want to do any of the work maintaining a relationship entails. You view women more like objects than people, even if you don't consciously recognize it. You don't respect women who you don't consider fuckable. You'll be nice to women you think you have a chance with, but you treat women who reject you, women who are in committed relationships, and women you don't consider attractive like trash. You use female as a noun. You think women, in general, owe you something. You think sex is something you're entitled to. You believe that alphas and betas are subcategories of the human species. You think both men and women alike have been brainwashed by feminism. You secretly want to bone your friends, and then get angry at her if she gets a boyfriend that is not you. You think white men are actually being oppressed in any relevant way. You have a weird obsession about your jawline. Well, in the literal sense, you're an involuntary celibate if you are actively attempting to have sexual relationships with women, but have not been able to do so for an indeterminate amount of time, let's say longer than a year. Subjectively. But I don't think one can be an incel in the gross sense unless they are also a nice guy, and the common marker of a nice guy is one who just can't stop talking about me, and I. None of the words they are saying are exactly hurtful, but they are not actually being nice towards other people. But because they are not actively being hateful, they think they are nice, and think they are therefore subject to being covered in bitches, as the meme my mom sent me a while back so eloquently stated. Of course, we all know that even if one is genuinely a nice person, it usually takes at least one additional positive trait to secure covered in bitches status. Everyone, that is, except the nice guy. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos like this one.